Airline Manager 4 gameplay live stream. This is the video game Airline Manager 4. Got a lot of planes that are parked. Nothing pending. I did just buy a new hub, which I seem to recall is Christmas Island. So we're going to see some planes out of there. This particular hub isn't very good. It's called Wind Hook. So I'm probably going to skip it for now. What do we got here? This is Cocos. So I am going to go to my hubs. I'm going to look for this one here. All of these aircraft, I'm going to look for the shortest one, which could be this 19-2. $78.07, that's too low. So I'm going to ground this plane. There's one that's 19-3. This is Nassau, Bahamas. That's way too low. Looking for something in Christmas Islands. I don't think this is it. This is it. Okay, so first I'm going to go to the hub, and I don't think there's any flights here yet. Oh, there are. YPXM to WIII. They just flew over from Jakarta. Okay, so I'm going to do a reroute. I'm going to do international. Do a stopover. $73. It's not a good number. 79.46. So this is the area. $79.80. $81.48 to Barranquilla, Colombia. I used to live in Barranquilla. Pretty good number, 81.48. So I need to go to details. I need to adjust the seat layout. Got to go to modify over here. And I got to make these modifications. 108 divided in half is going to be 54. Use the keys on the mouse to get a good number. Oh no, wait, this one's got to be the one that goes out to 54. And I'm looking at the number on the right for first class. Okay, 54, and then 208, and then 22. So that's going to be a good layout. I am going to go to maintenance and do anything that requires an A check. No. Okay, so I got one of those aircraft. I'm going to go to Christmas Island. And I will do the next aircraft. Reroute. Going to go to Algeria. and then hit stopover, and then go to Colombia. And it was Barranquilla, so I know that Santa Marta is a neighboring town, 8147. Not a lot of towns over here, so I know it's going to be difficult. We're going to go to details, we're going to go to maintenance, and then modify. This is a new plane. Looking at the demand column, it says F-Class 88, so I'm going to cut it in half. 44, and then the 257 in half is 125, 26, 28. So I'm going to bring it down to 128. I was at some restaurant yesterday, and the guy sitting next to me picked up his phone, and he said, "Siri, what's 3% of 1,000?" And I was like, seriously, you cannot do that in your head? And 212 is within the half of 994. Okay, so now we're going to go back to hubs, go back to Christmas Island. These are the planes, obviously, that are already waiting there. I'm going to go to reroute. I'm going to pick Algeria, which is a North African country. Pick any airport. Hit stopover. Go to Colombia. Now I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess Riohacha. Riohacha. I think this might be a good number. I've been to Riohacha. 8,100, that's a great number. I know there's no major airport in Riohacha. There's no way that these people are flying there. Okay, we're going to go to maintenance. We're going to go to modify. Going to bring this all the way out, and then you see the first number here for demand, F class, is 55. So I'm going to cut that in half. I'm going to put it at 28, and then the 370 is going to be 150, 185. So I'm going to bring this down to 186, and then the 144 is good. I could fly another aircraft here if I want. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Christmas and then go over here, and then I'm going to do reroute. I'm going to go to Algeria, which will be a stopover country. I'm going to pick any airport, hit stopover. I'm going to go to Colombia, and then I'm going to pick a city that's in the area. It could be Cartagena, could be Bucaramanga. Let's try Bucaramanga. 8021, that's good. This one I might be able to do 2 flights also. Hit details. Hit maintenance. Modify. The demand for F class is 270. Half of that is 135. And I'm going to round it up to 136. And then 96 is less than half of the 216. And we still could do another flight with the 637. Okay, so it looks like I can do more planes to Christmas Island. This is in Coco. I'm going to do a ferry flight. To Christmas Island. This is Coco. I'm going to do a ferry flight. Christmas Island. This is Windhoek. I'm going to skip that one. This is Jakarta. Let's skip it for now. Cocos. Gonna do ferry flight. To Christmas Island. This is Cocos. I'm gonna do a ferry flight. Christmas Island. And did I remember? I hope I remember to hit depart on all those aircraft. It's possible I didn't. I'm going to pull up my notepad because I have some notes. And unfortunately, I have no idea where the file is saved. So I guess I'm going to have to start over again. AM4 hub routes. I think this is it. Just has Ulaanbaatar. So I guess I'm going to have to start over again. I am going to go to, you know, there's a lot in Cocos, so numbers are going to go down. I'm going to do a ferry flight. I could do a ton of aircraft to Christmas Island. You know what? There's a good chance that there's another hub over here that I don't know about. Denpasar. I'm going to check Denpasar. I've been to Denpasar, Bali. It's about 25 years ago. Research routes. So I'm going to do Colombia. And then I'm going to do Cartagena. Doesn't have information, so I'm going to use the other research over here. And you got to do custom departure, and then it's Indonesia. Got to check the airport. You know what, the demand is too low from this airport. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to research from Jakarta. They should really alphabetize this. So we got Vietnam, but is that too far? I'm going to take this down to 200. Got Christmas Island. So we got this other one, Talang. Numbers look good. And same with this other one, Palembang. So I'm going to increase this to 1,000. Malaysia, got good numbers. Singapore. Those numbers are pretty big. Batam Island. Pontianak. So I'm going to see if I have Singapore. I don't know if I own it or not. Sounds like something I should. So the question is, where is Singapore? It's got to be right here somewhere. I can find it if I go to the Philippines, because it is a short flight from the Philippines. Or maybe it isn't. I see Brunei. Go to research. custom departure, select country, go to Singapore. The distance is okay, the demand is good. I'm a little bit worried about the distance. Singapore is okay. It's not such a bad airport. I'm going to drop it down to 200. We've got this Palembang or Ketaping. Let's check out Ketaping, which is Indonesia. Cross your fingers. 19.8, 19.8, 19.7. Demand's okay. They're going to Ecuador. Quito is the capital of Ecuador. But I don't like these numbers, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to Christmas Island. There might be some aircraft that are currently in Christmas Island. So I'm going to finish moving all these aircraft over. Because I already know I have too many aircraft in Cocos. And you don't want too many because you can only run so many aircraft on the longest flights. If you want to make the maximum amount of money, you're going to have a lot of hubs. So you can get all of them bringing in big ticket prices. This one says Jakarta, Indonesia. That's Jakarta. That's Cocos. Make sure if you have any questions, just ask them in the chat and I'll check once in a while. That's Jakarta. That's Cocos. And you know what? There's probably tons of hubs that I haven't researched yet. I only went up to the letter D. That's how many hubs there are. That says Jakarta. That says Windhoek. And that one says Windhoek. So I'm going to go into Windhoek. And here's a 19.3. $79.15, that's pretty good. But if I did it properly, then 79 is starting to get into the point where it's starting to get to my cutoff. I'm not doing anything under 79. So I got to move planes out of Windhoek. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do some research first. We'll check Windhoek for 20,000. Yeah, this is not a good airport. I thought it was a good airport. It does have high demand, but the range is low. So I kind of made a mistake when I bought that. I thought, well, you know, Botswana worked out really well. Maybe something near Botswana would do well also. So I'm going to choose Botswana, and I'm going to bring it down to 200. South Africa, Kimberley. South Africa has good airports. So I am going to check South Africa. And then I'm going to put Pretoria with 20,000 range. You know what? It looks like it's not that great. The demand is great, but the range is low. So I'm going to try Johannesburg. Range is low also. Cape Town. That doesn't make sense. It's too far south. Seeing if I recognize anything. Okay, I'm going to go to high-low. So you go to United States, and then you go to high-low. And do a search. We got Botswana. Well, first we're going to look for high demand. Gaborone, that's got decent demand, but I already own that hub. Okay, now here's Zambia, Lusaka. And then Zimbabwe, Harare. So let's check Zambia, Lusaka. Zambia, Lusaka. 19.4. It's just not. How did I miss that? I did from high-low to here, so I guess it's just Gaborone. Okay, we'll go to Colombia because Colombia does have some good flights, and I'm going to take, we'll start with Bogota. 19.9, the demand is good. I'm pretty sure I already own this. I'm going to check Barranquilla. Demand is nothing special, and the range is kind of low. Cartagena, check Medellin. I don't remember if Cordova is the local airport. I think Cordova is the local airport. 19.7, 19.7, not so bad, but I think the demand is too low. Just in case, I'm going to check Cordova. Nothing good there. I've lived in a lot of these cities. Bucaramanga, I guess I could try. That's a northern city. Wow, look at these numbers. The distance is good, but the demand is low. And look, going to Christmas Island, the demand's pretty good. I am going to check. I don't know if I have Beijing or not. I got nothing in Beijing. It must not be good. So we go to research, and then we go to Beijing, add a 0 here, hit search, 19.9. Actually, these numbers look great. Maybe I could do 2. I'm going to send 3 to Beijing just to measure. That doesn't look like Beijing, does it? No, I think that's a different city. That's Shanghai. Okay, so that's 1. I did Shanghai? Okay, so it shifted over the little icons. They're not accurate. And then I'm going to do 1 more of my parked planes. I'm going to send there so I can measure to see if the route is good, if the range is good. Okay, now I'm going to go to Shanghai because I own Shanghai. $81.32. This looks really good. Look at those numbers. 4.5 million. A lot of flights over 4 million. This is Shanghai. I'm going to send this aircraft to Shanghai. And I am going to do some research. I'm going to pick up Shanghai, add a 0 here. The distance is good. Oh wow, I could probably put a lot of planes here. The demand is good and the distance is good. So I don't have any more parked planes. This is what? A380-800. Looks like it's going to Lisbon. But the question is, why did I send it to Lisbon? Okay, these numbers are too low. So I'm going to reroute it. And I'm going to do a ferry flight to Shanghai. This is a cargo aircraft. I think that 19, I think you can do 19. This is okay for one way, but for round trip it's not okay. So this needs to go somewhere else. I could pretty much put it anywhere. To do a ferry flight, and I will send it to Christmas, or I'll send it to Jakarta. I'm sure there's lots of room for cargo aircraft. What do we got here? This is Sydney going to Lisbon. 74.41, that's too low. I'm going to send this to Shanghai. If I don't find a route from Shanghai, I'm going to obviously fill up a lot of routes. But once I get under 7,900 for ticket price, I'm just going to ferry them to another hub. Obviously, I could depart everything. Aircraft will be remaining. This number is too low. So I'm going to reroute this ferry flight to Shanghai. Okay, so I am going to go to Finance, Marketing, New Campaign. I'm going to do the airline reputation for 4 hours. Then I'm going to do cargo reputation. And then I will do eco-friendly. And then I'm going to check my fuel. Looks good. I am going to depart. And then I will buy CO2. And then I will depart, buy CO2 to make sure I'm eco-friendly. And then depart. Gonna buy some fuel. Gonna buy CO2. If you don't buy the CO2, you don't get the marketing benefit. So I'm gonna buy CO2. And then I will depart. I'll buy some CO2. And I will depart. Buy some fuel. Gotta buy that CO2. Depart. Buy the CO2. It actually goes by pretty quick. It's not so bad. It's not like Energy Manager where it takes forever. One thing I don't like about the game, the stats are pretty good, but it would be nice if I could go somewhere and see all the best performing planes and all the worst performing planes, because you want to fix the worst performing planes, and the best performing planes, you know, you want to be proud of them. You want to know you're doing a good job. Right now, how do I find the planes that have short flights? I wonder why they didn't depart. This is unable to depart. Doesn't have a route, I'm guessing. Okay, we'll go to details. 76, this is very low. So I will do a ferry flight to Shanghai. I'm going to check one of my hubs. It is Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar. Look for the shortest flight. These are all pretty good. 8,000. So I'm going to check my research for Mongolia. Here's Mongolia. Do 20,000, hit search. It's okay, but it starts to it gets down into the 19.5s pretty fast. So I'm going to drop it down to 200. We've got Bayan, Hongar, and we've got Ulan-Ude. So I'm going to go to custom departure, Russia. Ulan-Ude, put it to 20,000. There it is. Holy cow. The 20,000 kilometer route is right there. So I'm going to type that in the chat. I want to save this, so I am going to go to Microsoft Paint. did not copy the screen, and I know why it didn't copy the screen. I have to run a program, if you just bear with me, that will fix it. It's taking a bit to load. Almost there. Computer's very slow right now. Wow, it took me like 3 years to find it. The copy paste better work. It didn't work. There's nothing in the clipboard. Oh, that's really strange. I'm trying to copy the screen, and instead of copying the screen for the game, it copied the screen from Microsoft Paint. Very strange. Okay, so I got to go to research. So I'm going to get points for this, not that it matters because I don't need them. The game is suddenly a lot slower. Everything just suddenly slowed down to a crawl. I gotta check something because there's something weird going on. Okay, so I won't be able to save a copy of it now, unfortunately. I'll have to do it. Made a mistake. I need to fix this. It's going to take a bit. The computer's really slow right now. Okay, so I'm going to check this again. It's not opening up. Suddenly the game slowed down. Not a lot of people in terms of passengers, so what I might do is put some random plane on there. It's Ulan Ude to Chile, Puerto Natales. So I'm going to go to Fleet. Yeah, my computer's screwed up now. Oh, that's why I didn't hit the button to complete the process. Okay, so we're going to go to Fleet. And I'm going to take one of these legacy aircraft. And I am going to reroute it. How do you reroute it? Okay, so it's in the air right now. So I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to reroute it. It's going to start in Russia. Ulan-Ude. Why is it? Okay. Ah, I hate this. Go back to fleet. He's in Gaborone. So I'm going to have him go to India. And I'll just pick anything. 5,000. That's a short aircraft. So this aircraft won't even be able to do it. This is the legacy. I don't need this legacy aircraft. I think I'm going to sell it. Okay, reroute it. Let's see if we can go to direct to Ulan-Ude. So I'm going to create the route from there to Chile to get the achievement for the 20,000 kilometer route. And I'm not going to buy it as a hub, and then I'll fix it later. Okay. So what else do I have to do here? I'm gonna go to my hubs. It says I own Singapore. 19.5. Gonna ground that one. Seems like this area around Jakarta, there's a lot of good stuff. See what happens if I do. It's a waste. Okay, so I am going to go from Colombia, and then I will take Cartagena, and I'm going to do 20,000. See where it goes. Got the Christmas Island, which I own. I'm going to try hitting F class. It says Cocos. I own that. I own that. I own that. Putu Sibal. Because it's easy to remember, I am going to do Indonesia, Batam Island. I own a ton of these places. Wow. So we'll go to Indonesia. Batum. Not that great. There's a few good flights out of here, but not enough. So I don't think I'm going to remember the name of the Australian city, because there's just too many. Was it Exmouth? Not good. Okay, so I did Colombia, and then I did Cartagena. I did not check the distance. That's the reason why. Yeah, the distance here obviously is nothing special. Exmouth. Okay, I'm going to try Barranquilla. 19.9 to Christmas Island. Bucaramanga. 19. Oh, this is actually pretty good. The demand is too low. Jakarta's here. Bandar Lampung, Christmas Island, you can't just look at the demand and you can't just look at the distance. You got to find both. To give up on it. Okay, there's got to be lots of hubs over here. So I am going to go to research, and then I'm going to pick Shanghai, bring this down to 200. It says HEFEI. Select China, HEFEI, 20,000. What do we get? The demand here is too low. This is too far south, Chongqing. See if I recognize. Well, we'll try this other Beijing airport. Demand is too low. See if I recognize anything in the north. Oh, this one I could do. The demand is good. This is Shanghai, Hangzhou, I guess. Okay, I'm going to buy this hub. Maybe not. I don't know if I should. Hamden. Way high. So I will check way high. Not that great. I'm going to try Japan. Something like Tsushima. No, it's not that great. This one's not that great. I'm going to bring the distance down. Ho-hot. So I'm going to try ho-hot. Demand is too low. Okay. I'm going to go to Shanghai. And I'm going to look for one of the longer routes, maybe this one. This one's a long route. 8012 goes to Buenos Aires, Argentina. Okay, I'm going to see if I own Buenos Aires. Yes. That's a lot of flights. I'm going to ground that one. Pyongyang. That means that Pyongyang is a potential hub. I don't get it. This was, I checked this and the numbers weren't good. Okay, I'm going to check Pyongyang. Over 20,000. For some reason it didn't. Oh, come on. Don't tell me my keyboard's not working now. Something wrong with my keyboard. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for now. Basically, I moved everything into Christmas Island. I found the route that is 20,000 kilometers exactly coming out of Russia. And I moved some up to Beijing. I don't remember. I moved up to some of them up to Beijing. I'm going to try and find routes for them. And I got a bunch of planes I want to get rid of. I want to get more cargo planes, so I'm going to check out cargo. Definitely want to get rid of these small aircraft. I bought them because I wanted to do testing on them, but you know what? I really don't care. So I'm going to check to see all the long range flights I can find. We all know that you guys want the biggest planes. Got a lot of planes to sell. Maybe I'll keep that one, I don't care. I don't think I can do charter, right? I will put it in Singapore. So we'll go to Jakarta. I guess you can't order more than one. Doesn't mention anything about a limitation. Maybe I'll be able to buy a lot of them. You know, I should be putting them into Lima, Peru, probably, because that's one of the best hubs. Gaborone. I think that's going to be it for today. If there's anything I could buy here. Increase CO2, that's something I want to do. That's 6,000. That means points, I hope. Okay, I think that's going to be it for today. I'm going to continue working on everything else in a few days. I'm going to do another live stream. If you have any questions or comments, you can go to the discussion forum, cheapbooks.cc, look for video games, and then airline management sims, airline management 4, and also the Facebook group. There's more than one, but there's one that I did. You'll see me as the admin. It's got around 9,000 members right now. If you have any questions or comments, please